Hey, here with your video thought for the day. All right, this concludes Flourishing Week, and I've looked at different ways the Bible talks about us flourishing as we walk with God. And I wanted to end with one passage about flourishing that's honestly one of my favorites. This is one of those tender verses that touch me. They need to be sung. It sounds like it needs a good melody. It's found in the book of Hosea. Hosea is an Old Testament prophet that spoke about the apostasy of Israel. And by apostasy, I mean how Israel had been united with God in like a marriage covenant. But Israel had been unfaithful in that covenant. And as a result, it was going to be a mess for Israel in their world. I mean, that's just the way of it. When you walk with God, you walk in his blessings. When you run from God, you leave yourself open to the onslaught of this world without any protection or foundation. And so God calls Israel in chapter 14 to return. The Hebrew word shuv. It's return to God. Don't run from God. Return to God. And Israel's told, when you return, God says, I will heal their apostasy. I will love them freely. I'll turn my anger from them. I will be like the dew to Israel. God says, Israel will blossom like a lily, take root like those massive trees in Lebanon. It says his shoots will spread out. They'll return and dwell beneath my shadow, and they will flourish like grain. Think of a wheat field, a field of grain, ripe. That's what will happen when the people of God return to him. So think about your life. Think about where you are. Think about what you're doing. I think all of us can tally up a big list of mistakes, sins, areas where we've failed to trust God as we should, areas where we've gotten distracted from God's focus, areas where we haven't walked in his blessings that he's put before us, and not to mention areas of just flat out disregard or sin, rebellion against God. And let's make sure we return in our heart, return in our commitment to God, and let God's love shower on us. Let his forgiveness envelop us. Let his blessing cause us to flourish like a field of grain. I love that passage. I love our God. Well, I thank you for listening to this video thought for the day. Hey, if you think about it, we're thinking about making a change in the way I do these, modifying these to what are called shorts. Things on Instagram, things on TikTok, but also YouTube as shorts, just cutting them back to about a minute or a minute and 15 seconds each. So think about that, pray about that, more to come on that, but this is your video thought for today.